officer was commissioned in December 1962, a silver medalist from the Academy in the Corps of Engineers. He also served in the 1965 war. Apart from this, he has held prestigious appointments such as the Brigade Major of 168th Brigade, the Brigade Commander of 166 Mountain Brigade at Sikkim, and also he has served as the General Officer Commanding of 22 Infantry Division, incidentally the formation where I was commissioned to. Hello General, how are you today?
I'm okay, thank you Simran. So you've taken me out of mothballing. Just to recall, as the war was expected, we were all posted to new units. From Ladakh, my first unit, I was posted to 74 Assault Field Company, which was part of 2nd Independent Armoured Brigade, commanded by Brigadier Theograj, MVC. That's the formation that was part of holding Pak 1 Armoured Division in its tracks, supposedly the largest tank battle after the Second War. Okay, so personally, there's not much I did in that, but I could share what I learned by observation and being part of that formation. First of all, I want to say the man-officer relation. It was a new unit into which a young lad was just at the beginning of war inducted, but the men, the unit, just took me as one of their own and trusted this young, almost boy with their lives. They were not my religion, my race, my anything, my province. But this is what the point I would like to share that makes armed forces special. And for me, it was a very big lesson in war that as a young officer, whatever I said, those men who had their families behind readily followed, were ready to raise their life. That's one point. Second, though it was not directly part of my formation, but you've all heard Abdul Hamid Paramveer Chakra, who from the RCL shot up 7 of Pakistan's, the initial attack that came, which was a surprise, but the battalion and the division 4th Infantry Division held it up, and thereafter 2nd Armoured Brigade took them on where we were. That's one. And from there what I want to say, that there is value for every soldier, every NCO, every GSO, every officer in war. One man was the key to holding up, breaking up that entire armored division. And this happened, 2 things, the training and the second, morale in the battalion, that they were not overawed by this massive assault by Pak 1st Armored Division. Pattern tanks, that's why Khemkaran today is called Pattern Nagar. And second, I want to say, I was in a sapper unit, and as part of holding up that divisional attack, we laid mines in thousands by night facing the enemy. But I learned the value of training again. My OC, a Major Sahib those days, because field companies were independent, he had trained the men so well by night, blindfolding, laying mines, that we hardly had any accident laying those mines. And then the next thing I learned was, I saw in the brigade headquarters, the brigade commander conducting that battle on radio. For 2-3 days, Brigadier Theograj was on a charpai taken from the village, and those were the days of sabers attacking. His tank was by the side in case required, and from there he and his staff conducted that battle 8th to 10th of September. This last point really is the officer's responsibility. My personal experience, I made a decision to go into the minefield for whatever reason, and the team that followed me didn't ask me a question, just followed by stroke of luck or whatever way. I stepped over a mine, but it didn't blow up, otherwise I wouldn't be here. And my old wife, who was then a young bride of barely 10 months, and also the men's own families would have been bereaved just by a decision. I didn't deliberately make a mistake, but those men never hesitated to follow me. That's an officer's responsibility, both before war and during war. Before war, to prepare himself and his command for war, and during battle to ensure, take decisions well thought of, deliberate, because lives depend, and at a certain point of time the nation's security may depend on that. So Simran, thank you for making me recall this. That's all, son, I have with me.